This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Hey guys, Vincent here from thecreativedojo.net. Today's video, I want to share with you guys a script that I created called the Dojo Shifter script, which allows you to essentially stagger layers, offset layers, shift layers in your timeline in After Effects very easily with a few controls that I think that you guys will find very useful here. So I know that there are quite a bit of scripts out there that will allow you to manage your timeline layers and, sequence them and arrange them and, offset them. A lot of them are free as well. This script here is actually not meant to compete with them. This script here is not actually supposed to bring anything new to the table or, try to revolutionize shifting scripts out there for After Effects. This script here is actually created just because I was running into an issue creating motion graphic elements, and I found that offsetting layers and stuff like that became a very tedious process, but it was essential. So I decided to build my own script to actually try to do this myself and try to practice and exercise my scripting abilities because I enjoy scripting. So this is the result of a script that will actually fix everything I need it to do. It does everything I need to do, nothing more, nothing less. And it's also a nice little scripting exercise, but also I want to share the script with you guys for free over at creativedojo.net. So I know that there are quite a bit of scripts out there that kind of do the same thing. Some of them don't, some of them do. So some of them are more simple, some of them are more complex. But again, this is just my solution to tackle the issue, not really to bring anything new or to compete against other scripts or anything like that. This is just a fun little project that I did. So what the script does is it allows you to offset things. So for an example, I have this little motion graphic element here that I created. And as you can see, it just kind of pops. And usually when you try to create these kind of motion graphic elements, you really want to try to, give them a lot of variation to make them more mesmerizing, more secondary animation, stuff like that. So one thing that a lot of people do is they actually offset these layers. So right now they're all occurring at once, which is pretty boring in my opinion. And so I would like to offset them. Now, if you were to manually do this, it could be a pretty painful process. So just, shifting these one at a time, they may not be even, they may not be, evenly distributed and offsetted. And so they look kind of funny. So if I just manually do it, that took quite a long time and it's not really even in the first place. So that's not a great solution here. So let me just undo all that. And with my new script here, I can just select all the layers I want to offset. And we have a few options here. We can select random, descending, or ascending. And I'll go over all these settings in this video here. So if I just hit ascending, it's going to pretty much stagger the layers by 10 frames here. We can actually offset things by frames or by seconds. So for right now, I just want to offset these things maybe by 3 frames. And it's going to shift and stagger them by 3 frames. And then I'm going to select a stagger mode, which is going to be an endpoint. So it's going to stagger based on the endpoint here. And I'll just hit offset layers. And right off the bat, you can see what it did here. It staggered the layers very evenly so that we get a perfect animation here. So let me just do a quick RAM preview. And as you can see, everything's nicely distributed. It looks very nice, looks very flowy, perfect. And if you pay close attention, you can see that it actually uses the current time indicator to start the stagger, right? So it doesn't start the staggering at time 0 because that would be kind of ineffective if you have longer projects or maybe, you have a long timeline. It starts at where your current time indicator is. So if I move my current time indicator to, 2 seconds, it's going to stagger starting at this 2-second mark here. So hit offset layers. As you can see, it offsets based on the endpoint, first of all, as well as the current time indicator. And this is very important to note. So if you want to stagger at 0, just move your current time indicator to 0 and just hit offset layers again, and it will offset this way. Another option is to change it from ascending to descending. So as you can see here, at first it was set to ascending. It's going to pretty much stagger the layers in ascending order. But if we do descending, it's going to start from the bottom up. So we hit offset layers. So it's going to flip and we get this different animation here, starting from the bottom. So from the bottom, now we're here. And so we have that option. We actually also have an ability to shift layers forward. And I was actually going to replace this with something else. Maybe this will come in the next version, but this is just a temporary button here. So for an example, maybe we'll set it to 30 frames because our frame rate is set to around 30 FPS. We'll set it to 30 frames. And if we hit shift forward, it's going to shift all these layers forward by 30 frames evenly. So this is just a nice way to just kind of shift things evenly, precisely based on our defined amount here. We also have an option to stagger the out points. So right now we're just staggering the endpoints. If I just reset this, we can actually stagger using the out points here. So I'll just move forward a little bit. and I'll change the stagger mode from in point to out point. We'll set staggering to about 5 frames, and we'll hit offset layers. So now it's going to disregard the in point, and it's going to stagger the out points, the ending out points, based on the current time indicator. So as you can see, it's not very, efficient in this particular case. It doesn't really do anything. But if you're doing some other type of motion graphic elements, this would be very, very handy. Lastly, we also have a feature called random, and it's essentially what it actually says. So if we just hit random, we'll set the offset amount to maybe 12 frames. We'll hit in point, and we'll move to right here. We'll just hit offset layers, and it's actually going to randomize all the layers that we selected here. So they're not really even, they're random. So we get this kind of nice little random motion here. So they're not really occurring in sequential order. They're just kind of occurring at random. And this is just a nice little way to randomize pretty much the position of the layers on the timeline. So a very, very handy script. Before we wrap this up, I want to go ahead and thank our sponsors over at Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Squarespace is the all-in platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional online website, store, or portfolio. They have over 20 highly customizable and professionally designed templates. With their click and drag interface, adding content is a breeze, and starting at just $8 a month, you can get a free domain name if you sign up for a year. You can start your free trial of Squarespace by going to squarespace.com. Now, when you do decide to sign up for Squarespace, make sure you use promo code DOJO to get 10% off the life of your order and support the dojo. Squarespace, everything you need to create an exceptional website. So that's pretty much it, guys. This is the Dojo shifter script, a really easy script to allow you to pretty much stagger, offset, shift, and randomize layers in the timeline based on a defined amount. We have a few options here. Hopefully you find this script pretty useful. Maybe it's a little bit better than some of the other scripts out there. Maybe it's not. Who really cares? Another script that you can add to your arsenal. Again, this script is free over at creativedojo.net under the Name Your Own Price platform. So if you find this script useful or you like this script, feel free to donate whatever amount you wish. If you want to get it for free, just enter 0 in the price field and you should be able to download this script absolutely free over at creativedojo.net. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this script. My name is Vincent Nguyen from the Creative Dojo, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.